Yeah.
I unmute myself.
Yes, sir.
Namaste to one and all who joined today through internet, through Zoom and YouTube. We welcome you to our Hindu Temple of San Antonio's 33rd anniversary. This is a celebration everybody is happy about. This is a celebration of the devotion of all the devotees, trustees, and also the sponsors and the community members in San Antonio and whole Texas. This is the most beloved temple. This is the destination for many, many people all over the country, all over the state. So today we're going to have the second part of the discourse by Swamiji, and he's going to talk about the importance of meditation. He gave us a very wonderful insight into how to lead a spiritually a healthy life, and we will start second part of the talk today. Thank you, Swamiji. You can before we have the discourse by Swamiji, I request Dr. H.N. Kumara, who is one of the founding members of the temple, to give a small introduction to Swamiji and his activities and how he has been instrumental in educating the vast population of Hindus, not only in US, but all over across the globe. Kumaraji, please.
Thank you, Chairman Agarwal, for giving me this opportunity. I am honored for the
We cannot hear.
Okay. Yeah, our Hindu Temple of San Antonio, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Has the tradition of having a guest of honor, very learned, knowledgeable, spiritual leader who gives the discourse on every anniversary, Fridays and Saturdays. Today, we have the opportunity of Swami Ishwarananda ji, resident Acharya of Chinmaya Mission, Los Angeles. He is not new to our temple. He has been here and also has given the lectures before in other occasions here. Swami Ishwarananda is the resident senior monk at Chinmaya Mission, Los Angeles, an accomplished master of Vedanta philosophy. Swamiji explains the University of Spiritual Teachings in a simplified manner for audiences to grasp and for seekers to implement teachings in day-to-day living. Inspired by Parama Pujya Swami Chinmayananda and with the guidance of Swami Brahmananda, Swamiji left his field of software consultancy and joined Sandeepani Sadhanalaya in Mumbai in 1991. In March of 2000, he was given sannyas Diksha by the Pujya Guruji Swami Tejavarmayananda ji. Of course, we all know Tejavarmayananda ji also. He was a guest of honor in our temple in the past. So Swami, he was given, Swami Ishwarananda was given, then was named Swami Ishwarananda at that time. Swamiji served the mission in Los Angeles until 2001. Swamiji is a dynamic speaker, has given talks on Vedanta, stress management, management techniques, and other such related fields, and has also authored many of the spiritual books. We are very much honored to have him today, and today's discourse is going to be the title, The Secrets to Live a Healthy, Spiritually Advanced Life. This is the second part, of course. Without any delay, I will request Swami Ishwaranand to start his discourse. Once again, welcome to all the devotees who are here, as well as the devotees listening online. Thank you, Swamiji. Thank you, everybody.
My request to you all is please turn on your camera so that we know who's there. Else I'll be talking to a blank screen. So please do that. Let's start with the bhajan here. Ananta Rupa Ananta Nama Ananta Rupa Ananta Nama Adi Mula Narayana Adi Mula Narayana Ananta Rupa Ananta Nama Adi Mula Narayana Ananta Shayana He Jagannatha Ananta Shayana He Jagannatha Kamala Nayana He Madhava Nayana He Madhava Karuna Sagara Kalinga Mardana Karuna Sagara Kalinga Mardana He Kripa Sindhu Krishna He Daya Sindhu Ananta Rupa Ananta Nama Adi Mula Narayana Vishwarupa Vishwadhara Vishwarupa Vishwadhara Vishweshwara He Narayana Vishweshwara He Narayana Bhavabhaya Harana Dinodharana Bhavabhaya Harana Dinodharana He Kripa Sindhu Krishna He Daya Sindhu Ananta Rupa Ananta Nama Adi Mula Narayana Adi Mula Narayana. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. In the previous talk, yesterday, we focused on basic changes that we need to bring in our life if we want to embark on a spiritual journey. Anything that we want to do, something which is different or new, we need time. Without allotting specific duration or time, we can never incorporate anything new in our life. Whether it is a workout you want to do, or to do dhyanam or meditation or japa, or new routine that you want to take up, maybe gardening, or learning some new language. Anything that you need to introduce yours into in your life, you need to allot time. And many people have this complaint, Swamiji, we don't have time. The point is that we spend many of our hours in useless things also. And first and foremost thing that we do is worry. Worry takes away a lot of our time, what is known as chinta in Sanskrit. Most of us worry about things which we cannot do anything about. This is called directionless thinking, armchair thinking. You sit on the armchair and keep moving, you are not going anywhere. So worry is that which occupies most of our precious time. And without we noticing it, it consumes a lot of our energy as well. Mental energy is consumed in worry. Bhagavan Krishna starts his discourse in Gita, Ashochan anvashochastvam prajnavadamscha bhashase gatasun agatasumscha na anushochanti panditaha. Panditaha na anushochanti. Men of wisdom don't worry. Why? About what? Gata asun, agata asun. That which is gone, that which is yet to go. Nothing in this world is ever remaining the same. Even this will pass away. This is a Taraka mantra you should all keep in mind. Every one of us. Nothing remains the same. Everything is on the movement. Nothing remains unchanging. So, change alone brings worry. Sometimes no change also will bring worry. Swamiji, I have been dieting, I have been doing exercise, no change in my weight. That is also worry. The weather and other things and political situation, economic situation, war and this and that, physical health, all changes. One person was asked this question and he was very happy, always happy. He was asked by someone, how are you that you're so happy, whether it is cold or summer? And you never worry about anything? He said, I have only one principle in life. Please note this, very important. That which cannot be changed, I will not allow it to disturb me. Think. That which I cannot change, I will not allow it to disturb me. Now tell me, what is that? What are those which you cannot do anything about? Tell me. Can you change the weather? Whether it should be sunny or it's rainy? You do not know whether it will be sunny or rainy at any given point of time. That is why it's called weather. Whether it will be that, whether it will be this. Nobody can do anything about it. Political situation, what you can do? Economy, war. Why are we spending time in front of the computer or TV, thinking about things which you cannot do anything about? And in the process, we don't spend our time on things that we can change. Behavior of people around you, can you change? Why he is doing that, why she is, what can you do about it? That's how the Prakritim yanti bhutani nigraha kim karishyati. Bhagavan Krishna very clearly says, Prakritim yanti bhutani. According to their Prakriti, they will work. According to their own past, according to their own karma, according to their own vasanas, according to their desires, according to their ambitions, goals, their own past habits. You cannot do anything. You can only advise. And there you leave it. You can never think that you can change anybody in your life. Instead of that, spend your precious moments every day in changing that you can change. That is you. You alone can make a change in your life. And nobody else can do it for you. Yesterday also we saw that. So therefore, what can bring happiness to our life is to first decision. That I cannot change, cannot influence me. I do not care about what I cannot change. So that will give you a lot of time. Lot of time. You will suddenly find that, wow, I have got so much time in my hand. What do I do now? Worrying takes away a lot of our time, and that can be curbed immediately, at once. And you will also find you can go to bed very easily, sleep very easily, because you have nothing to worry. What? Worry is about what? About things that I cannot change. Why should I worry about it? Every individual has come into this world independently, according to their own karmas. You are not responsible for your children's karma, nor they are responsible for you. Do the best to them. Give education, give values, give direction, advice. Let them go. And you will find that everyone learns lessons in life and become better. If they don't, that is what they deserve. That's it. You are not responsible for your children's future in the sense, give them direction and let them go. So, taking all these things into our head and then sitting in a corner and constantly crying and complaining is unwise. Absence of wisdom. That's what Krishna says. Gatasu na gatasumsana anushochanti panditaha. But our mind is what it is. It cannot stop thinking. It cannot stop worrying. It cannot stop brooding over things. Our mind is a very, very subtle instrument, extremely powerful. And this mind is what makes a man. Mananat manushya. Manushya means what? Man, human. Man means a person. Please, somebody is constantly moving. Can you please sit down, please? One place. Please sit down in one place and listen. It's constant movement is not good. It's disturbed others. So, mind, restless mind shows up. Mind, which is what makes a man, human, when you say man say man hota hai. Manushya hai because mananat. Thinking. Yeah, an animal cannot think as much as a human beings can. It can only emote, feel. Because any animal can only go by what it perceives. That's why it is called pashyati iti pashuhu. It just perceives. And based upon its own perception, based upon its own experiences that it gets immediately through the senses, it responds. Instinctive, not intelligent. Whereas human analyzes, observes, thinks, and responds based upon his knowledge. When we are not giving enough room for the knowledge, we will behave like Pashu only. Reacting to situations based upon instincts, not intelligence. This intuitive, intelligent behavior comes to us only when we spend time exclusively upon ourselves, meaning not thinking about the world, but thinking about who I am, why am I here, what is the purpose of being here, how to find true happiness within myself, not getting influenced by things around me, arrangements around me, objects around me, people around me. I am here to independently find my joy, and that is the purpose of my life. If this is clear, then only you are human. If this is not clear, then you are as good as any animal. Bhagavan Krishna in Gita very clearly points out that what is the downfall of man? Many of you might have heard this. I'll briefly cover that. This is called the ladder of fall, according to Swami Chinmayananda. This is how we fall down from the pristine state of being a human into the level of even lower than an animal. This famous verse you all know from chapter 2, 62 and 63. Dhyayato vishayan pumsah sangasteshu pajayate sangat sanjayate kamaha kamat krodho bijayate krodhat bhavati sammohah sammoha smriti vibramah smriti bramshat buddhinashah buddhinashat pranashyati. All of us are capable of meditation, but the question is on what? We meditate on objects that can give us joy. Dhyana means what? One-pointed attention. So that's different from concentration. Please understand that. I'll come to that a little later. Dhyanam in our life is Sajadiya vritti pravaha, meaning thinking about the same thing continuously. This continuous thinking goes on about objects of pleasure. Vishayan pumsaha dhyayataha. While a person thinks about the things which are subject to provide us happiness, so-called happiness, what happens immediately after that? Teshu sangaha upajayate. Teshu, vishayeshu. In the objects, we start getting associated. Saturday morning, you would like to have lunch. And before that, you thought that you will go to the temple, Balaji temple, that they have celebration there. And you know that there is prasad also. I think so. I do not know. I'm just saying. And there, the way they make puliyodare, puliyanna is very good. I'm not saying you have, but I'm just giving an idea. No, but before you are going to the temple itself, you are thinking about that food. That is called dhyana. Thinking about the puliyodara, even while the arati is going on, your mind is in the prasada. So sangha means association in the mind about that particular object of pleasure. Teshu vishayeshu sangaha upajayate, mental association. What is association means? Often that thought pops up without your effort. The puliyodara comes to you right there in front of your eyes, in your mind. And the taste of it and how beautifully that priest or whoever is in the kitchen is going to do it. And how much you have to take it back home. All that. Then, as even the arati is going on, your mind is going into that. And then, first thing, even before arati is over, you run down to the place where they are serving the food. And you find a long queue there. So, but you have a great desire to get that. Kamaha, sangat kamaha jayate. Desire to relish. Water in the mouth. Saliva starts coming naturally. So as you take the object to be a source of happiness, this idea, notion that the object can give you joy, it is called sankalpa. In puja also you do sankalpa, that's different. That is about everybody's welfare. Shema, Stairya, Virya, Vijaya, Ayuhu, Arogya, Ishwarya, Bhivartirtam, Samasta Mangala Vaptirtam, Samasta Durupshanti. These are all the things you do sankalpa in front of the Lord. But mind gets a sankalpa about objects of joy also. Is vastu mein sukha hai. In this object there is joy, there is happiness. This is mental notion. This sankalpa is the cause for kama. In Mahabharata, beautifully it is said, Kamo janami te moolam sankalpat kila jayase tato na sankalpayishyami tato tvam na bhavishyasi. Hey Kama, I know your source. Sankalpat kila jayase, you are born out of my mental notion. Other na sankalpayishyami. Therefore, I will stop doing this unnecessary mental, mental idea about happiness is located in an object. Then when that notion is gone, kamaha na jayate. Then kama would not be there. But kama is therefore related to the notion of happiness, even though the object does not have any content of happiness at all. So once the kama, the desire comes, the action begins. Kama, karma. But when you see a long line and you also see the quantity of puliyodare that is available also, you calculate if everybody is given one big spoonful of that, will I get it or not? And lo and behold, as you reach there, it's over. What do you get there at that point? Krodha. Anger. These temple authorities don't know that how many people are coming. Why not they make a more quantity of it? Krodha. When kama is not fulfilled, other side of the coin will open up. Kama and krodha are two sides of the same coin. Kama yesha, krodha yesha, rajoguna samudbhavaha, mahashano mahapapma vidyena miha vairinam. Two sides of the same coin. Desire and anger both are one and the same. If one is on the positive side, another is on the negative. Then when the desire is denied, what you get is anger, rage, restlessness. The desire is the cause for all other subsequent ones. Kama is considered to be the mother. Kamat krodha. The cause of the desire. If something which you don't desire, if it is not there, do you even care about it? Do you get angry about it? If your neighbor's son is beaten up by somebody, you will get upset. No, you will not. You will say, thank God, that's good. It should happen. That fellow deserves it. But if it happens to your own son, my son, then krodha. The desire for an object alone is the cause for anger. Only one D, if you add to that word, it becomes danger. So the anger, kamat krodho vijayate. When you are in anger, you will not be listening to anybody. Your eyes are shut. You will not listen to anyone. Even if the good advice is given to you, you will not listen. This inability to judge clearly because of the overwhelming anger is called moha. Moha can also come out of misunderstanding. It can be coming. It can come under of. It can come due to your own illusory perception also. But in this context, krodhat bhavati sammoha. Inability to think clearly. It's called a clouded mind. Kopa avesha when it happens. Krodha avesha when it happens. That fellow is not ready to listen to anyone. Most of the crimes are committed out of this overwhelming anger or overwhelming desire. Moha. Sammohaha jayate. What? Krodhat bhavati sammohaha. Because of anger, inability to correctly understand the situation. So you forget that you are in a temple. You forget that you are one of the devotees. Yet, because of that situation where you did not get what you want, you even shout. You even shout at the authorities there, forgetting. That forgetfulness called vismritihi. Vismaranam. You lose your memory. You may be even shouting at the trustee or somebody who may be your friend, but you don't care. I'm not getting my prasad. So therefore, sammohat smriti vibramaha. I'm just giving you one example. You can apply it in various other places also. You will find that. What was the starting point? Thinking about an object continuously, leading to association in the mind. Because of the notion of happiness, there is a desire. When the desire denied anger, anger creates a cloudiness in your mind. Because of the cloudiness in your mind, you are not able to recall the memory about the situation, about the place where you are, to whom you are talking. Smriti Brahmsha. So therefore, sammohat vibramaha. Smriti Brahmshat buddhinasha. When you do not anymore have the available wisdom, which you have heard, you might have attended many satsangas and Gita and this and that, but at that point, none of the knowledge that you have acquired is available to you. Vivekahina. Jnanam, when it is not available, it is as good as not there. Hearing alone is not sufficient. Availability of what you heard is also important at times when you need. That's why when we chant this Sahana Bhavatu, what we say? Sahana Bhavatu, Sahano Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai. Let me put effort to understand. Tejasvi Adhitam Astu. Adhitam, heard, understood. Tejasvi Astu. Be brilliantly available to me. The teacher will not keep on repeating the same thing which he said yesterday. You must have carried on that knowledge in your mind and repeated in your mind to make it available to you. That's what we do when we are preparing for an exam also. We repeat so that we remember. But when you are filled with such anger and delusion, even knowledge that you have gained so far is gone. Even you forget that you are even human being. Human behavior is also forsaken. Smriti Brahmshat buddhi. Buddhi, wisdom. Available knowledge, nasha. Buddhi nashat pranashyati. Then you say angry words, unwanted exchange of words, and they say, I'm not coming to the temple anymore. See? क्या हो गया? A handful of a morsel of puliodare has made you forget about Bhagavan. This is called downfall of human. So, understand one thing. Continuous thought about an object is the cause of downfall. Because you decide what is that object is about. If the object is a temporary vishaya, object of the world, because it is of the nature of changing, your association and everything will also undergo the same change. And we as human beings constantly are attracted to things at different times, at different things. What you are very attracted in your 5-year-old is no more and when you're 20-year-old. At 20, it changes that changes in the 30s and 40s. So what is that you are going to think as the source of happiness? Depends upon your wisdom, your understanding. But if your wisdom is only with respect to fleeting objects of the world, So will be your fleeting behavior. You may get angry. You may get, I only this temple, I have many temples to go, I will go. What assurance you have got that you won't do the same thing there also? Being a human, thinking is the most precious thing that you have got as a human being, different from all the other animals, and you have lost that. So Bhagavan Krishna, beautifully, his analysis on psychology, he says this is what leads to human fall. Now, so based upon this very thought process, I created a set of verses on rise of human mind, so which I would like to share with you. Dhyayata Ishwaram Pumsaha Sangastasmin tu Jayate. Instead of Vishaya Dhyanam, Bhagavad Dhyanam karo. Dhyayata Ishwaram Pumsaha. As a person shifts his attention from merely thinking about the fleeting nature of the objects, fleeting objects, instead that permanent one, the Lord, if he concentrates on, again, Sajadiya Vritti Pravah, meaning take a japa of the name of the Lord, or keep the form of the Lord in front of you, which can inspire you. Make sure that your thought is not going here and there except the form of the Lord or the chanting of the name of the Lord. Sri Ramana Maharshi used to say, japa is exclusive repetition of one or many names of the Lord, only to remove all unwanted thoughts. So, what happens when you are able to make your mind fully available for the particular form of the Lord which you are thinking about? Sangaha tasmin Ishware jayate. There is association with the Lord takes place. In what form? Aham jivaha tvam Ishwaraha. I am a product of you. I am an amsha of you. I am an expression of you. I am a sevak of you. I am a bhakta of you. And I am related to you. It's not you are unrelated, some ex. You are a part of my life. More than anybody else. Even before my mother, you are there in me as my life. As even all others come and go, I with you is constant. My brother may come and go, sister may come and go, wife may come and go, children may come and go, parents may be there, sometimes they will not be there, friends may be here and there. All that can come, but you, as my own being, in my own heart, that Sangha is forever. This needs to be established clearly, not just understanding. Clearly establish it every day. Every day begin with that process or the a habit of even loudly saying, Bhagavan, you are the only relationship, permanent relationship. For that, exclusively thinking about the Lord. Don't come to the temple to make noise. Sit down quietly. Look at the Lord. Close your eyes. Establish that relationship. When you go back home, carry that relationship with you. Wherever you are doing, whatever you are doing. And you say karma yoga, Ishvara pradam karma. What do you mean by that? To whom are you giving? To another person, to the world. But understand, as even you are engaging in the world, various other things you're doing, you are offering to him who is already in you. That is called Sangha. Association. Constant. In anything that you see, associate that with Bhagavan. The tree that I'm seeing, the flower that I'm seeing, the sun that is rising up, the wind that is blowing. Bhisha asmat vadapavati bhishad udedi suryaha bhishad agnischa indrascha mrityurdavati panchamayiti. Upanishad says. Because of the control, power of the Lord alone, wind is blowing, sun is rising. Associate the Lord in everything that you come to experience. Sukhamba, dukkhamba. That association is called Sangha. That happens only when you have exclusive time. As I said, on the way, pass by, do not do the namaskar to the Lord. Exclusively. As much as our mind can exclusively think about the object of happiness, object of inspiration, divinity, must be meditated on. Then what happens? Sangat sanjayate prema. Because of that association, prema upajayate. Prema is different from kama. Kama is only to satisfy senses and the mind. Prema is that which consoles the soul, which touches the soul, which heals the soul. Because the soul has been longing for some source of constant inspiration. And only Bhagavan can give that. And that prema, the feeling for the Lord starts taking place, that He is there with me all the time. He is available to me all the time. And He alone is my final abode of resort or final surrender, abode of surrender, bhakti. This devotion can be expressed in the form of doing puja. It is not by doing puja you get the devotion. Maybe, but devotion expressed in the form of a puja, kshetratanam, singing the name of the Lord, kirtanam, that should come out of that bhakti. Bhakti here means parama prema rupa bhakti. Narada Bhakti Sutra says parama prema rupa, of the supreme devotion, supreme love. Any other love is relative, situational, time bound. But Bhagavad Bhakti is eternal. It is between the soul and the supreme soul. It is not the body. It is not the person. It is not the human. I start looking at myself when I have the devotion. I can start looking at myself no more as a human alone, but as a soul that has a human body. Another soul has got a tree as its body. Another soul has got a cow as its body. You start looking at everything as a living presence, not what it appears to be to your eyes. You understand there is soul in it. There is life in it. There is expression in it. There is feeling in it. There is joy in it. There is a desire to live, desire to sustain itself. Everything, even a small plant, small grass has got a desire to be. Why? Because it is a soul. A small ant, small worm, every one of them. You start having that connection. That is called true devotion, where there is no division. मैं कुछ और हूं, वो कुछ और है. She is different, he is different, I am different. This differences is Veda. But Abheda Rupa. That's why Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi says, Veda Bhavanat Soham Ityasau Bhavana Bida Pavani Mada Bhava Shunya Sad Bhava Sustitihi Bhavana Balat Bhakti Ruttama. Uttama Bhakti Bhavana Balat. Highest devotion is because of the bhavana, the attitude, the feeling. May or tum, between you and me, the Veda is only nama roop. From the standpoint of soul, no difference. You are also a living soul, living presence of the Lord. I am also. In this alone, jati, niti, kula, gotra, all of them will take a backstage, or it can completely be destroyed. That's why Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, Chati niti kula gotra dhurakam nama rupa guna dosha varjitam Desha kala vishayati vartyati brahma tattvamasi bhavayatmani. Tattvamasi idi bhavaya atmani. Nama rupa kula gotra desha kala duragam. This bhakti, therefore, should not be merely misconstrued as a emotion. Even if it is emotion, it is a divine emotion. It's not an emotion where you cry and roll around and then, all those tamashas that you do, put lingi here and then put all sort of physical torturing. That is not devotion. That is torture. Devotion is a fine element of emotion. It's so subtle. It has the ability to connect with others with no external demonstration of it. Thus, bhaktihi premna jayate. Out of that ability to look at everything as a presence of the soul alone in apparently distinct forms, bhaktya jayati sammoham vimohat bhagavat smritihi. Our mind can deviate many often, even as we have slowly developed devotion. Purva karma, purva vasanas can overpower. Prarabdha karmas and prarabdha situations may arise which will deviate you. That is called sammoha. Clouded mind. Mind can get clouded because of the previous inherent vasanas also, which you cannot help but be there. But that moha, getting caught up in that cloud of thinking, bhakti can get you out of it. Bhaktya jayati sammoha. Because situation may not be the same all the time. There are occasions where you may have to engage in the world, which probably get you caught into that whirlpool. So that ability to come out of it is Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. Take the name with the ardent heart, devotion to the Lord, and even as the situations that are arising, which are unpleasant, maybe unwanted, not able to handle also, but you will not get caught up in that moha. That is why the satsanga is important, because it's a constant inspiration necessary, without which you may probably, get caught up in the whirlpool of thinking, which is habitual. So as even you are devotee of the Lord, be careful about the way the Maya can catch you. That's why Bhagavan says, Mama Maya dur atyaya. Difficult indeed is Mama Maya. Mameva ye prapatyanti Maya metam tarantite. When the Maya's moha is relatively less, then the replacing that will be Bhagavat Smritihi. Bhagavat Smritihi, remembrance of the Lord, need not be necessarily as a form, but Bhagavan as my own every breath. Bhagavan says in Gita, Rasoham apsu kaunteya, prabhasmi sashushuryayoho. I am the taste in the water. I am the light in the sun and the moon. So when we come to realize that he is available everywhere, even in the inert object. Earlier we saw he is remaining as a soul in all being. But even in inert object, in the water I am the taste, he says. In the sun I am the light. I am the life in all beings. Even in the inert object, the very expression of the Lord is there. So that is the reason why in our Hindu culture, anything that we offer to the Lord is divine. Why? Even in that it is there. The presence of the Lord is present, even in the smell of the flower. In the gandham that is there in the prithvi, that is me. The tejas that is there in the agni, that is me. So Bhagavat Smritihi need not have to be in a particular form or Earlier, we begin with that process, but ultimately, anything we touch, anything we see, anything we smell, anything we taste, anything that we hear, Bhagavan is the source of it. He is the Upadana Karana, Nimitta Karana of the entire universe. So, that Bhagavad Smritihi, the remembrance of the Lord, it is interesting. Because of the absence of the memory of this fact, only we are caught up in this world. See, on the other day, I was in somebody's house, and that lady was serving me the food. And while she's serving, somebody back in the kitchen, there was a big sound. Something fell. So I asked, what is going on? She said, no, Swamiji, it's okay. Don't worry about it. But I was curious. After eating the food, I went to the kitchen and said, what is that? What happened here? Something fell? No, Swamiji, nothing. That's okay. No, tell me what happened. No, one more dish I made. But while bringing, it fell from my hand. So it didn't have the blessingness to give it to you. It is not blessed enough to give it to you. So probably it just went out. What is the dish? It's okay, Swami, forget it. No, but tell me what the dish is. No, forget it. I said, if you have to forget, I should know what it is. How will I forget a thing which I don't know? So she said, what do you mean? Then I said, listen, we don't even know we have forgotten Bhagavan. We don't even know we have forgotten our own Atman. Atma Vismritihi, how do you know that you have forgotten your Atman? Until you learn that there is something called Atman. Without learning the Vedanta or by Guru Upadesha, do you know that you are essentially the Atman, the self, the resplendent, beautiful Satchidananda Swarupa Paramatma? We don't even know what we have forgotten. जो हम भूल गए उसको भी मालूम नहीं. So पहले वो जानो. What you have forgotten, you first remember that. That itself takes time. Because you have to have faith in the fact that somebody tells you that you have forgotten this. Who are you to tell me what I forgot? I know. Because of which only you are suffering. So Bhagavat Smritihi, meaning recalling what you have forgotten. Not something different. Something which is not there. No, what you essentially are, which you have forgotten conveniently. Remember that. Ye hai dhyan. Dhyan ka artha ye hai smritihi. What? Bhagavat Smritihi. Which you have forgotten and you don't even know that you have forgotten. To recall and remember what you are essentially are. Assert it. It is like before independence of India, those who were for 300 years the rule of the colonial. Now, those who are born at that time, they don't even know what do you mean by freedom. Is it not? Because we have been persecuted, put under slavery, they have no idea about what do you mean by freedom. So therefore, somebody has to remind him, this is what is meant by freedom. That's what Gandhiji did. They understand freedom is our birthright, but you should remember what that freedom means because you don't even know. Similarly, moksha is something which we are, moksha swarupo hi atma, which we have forgotten. And so what is the role of the Guru? What is the role of Shastra? Jnapakartam Shastram na Karakartam. Bhagavan Shankaracharya very clearly puts this point. You have to remember. By knowledge, you remember your true nature. Not to do anything. Not action. Action is not the intention of Upanishad. Remind you what you are. It is like a cub A lion cub forgot itself as cub while it was merely living with the goats until the tiger came, lion came and told him, hey, who you are, Simba? You are a Simha. You are a lion. Understand that. Don't behave like a sheep. Similarly, Atmanaham, Atmaaham, Satchidananda Swarupa Paramatmaaham, na jivaha, alpaha, naham. I'm not a limited being. So this immortal presence in me is that vimohat bhagavat smritihi. Then that smriti only alone, smritya sambhavati jnanam. By constant remembrance alone, jnanam here means wisdom, unchanging, available all the time. Jnanam can be one which can remember also, which you can listen from a teacher, Shravanat jnanam, tad paroksha jnanam. Parantu, jnanam here, which means here aparoksha jnanam, atma jnanam. That is the knowledge that cannot disappear. That is your own experiential knowledge. Because of your continuous remembrance of the Lord, Bhagavan himself says, Tesham evanukampartam aham ajnanajam tamaha nashayishyami manashayishyami. I will destroy it. Jnana deepena baswata. By kindling that jnana deepam in the heart of the devotees. That is my responsibility. Anukampartam, out of compassion. Teshayamaiva anukampartam aham ajnanajam tamaha nashayashami. Where do you staying? Atmastaha, staying there in their own heart. So, smrityabham sambhavati jnanam samyak jnanat vimuchyate. Through knowledge, directly coming from Bhagavan himself, one becomes free and he bestows that freedom. So, from Vishaya Dhyanam, move to Bhagavad Dhyanam. Find time. Stop worrying about things that you cannot change. You will find a lot of time. Do not say that I don't have time for meditation or prayer. This plenty of time is available only if you start looking at what you are wasting. It is like you are wasting money. When you realize, then you stop that, you get money for investment. But don't you, if you want to go to some vacation, don't you start saving it? Why? Because I want to. Similarly, if you have that intention to reach the abode of the Lord, save your time. What? Every day. This save your time means you cannot stop it. You cannot ever hold it back, but redirect it. Thank you for your attention and your participation. Thank you so much. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukkhabhat bhavet. Om shanti shanti shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Hari Om.
Okay. Swamiji,
Yes.
now I'm going to request the devotees who are joining through internet and also people who are in this hall to ask some questions. Will you be able to answer them?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Anyone has any questions?
Swamiji,
Yes.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
I know you, it's very good advice not to worry about the things you cannot change. But as an average, ordinary human being, when things are happening, which I know I cannot change, but at the same time, I'm worried what the things happening might affect my life. So that causes the worry. Though I know I cannot change, but I'm worried because the things are happening might affect me or my family or my country or whatever that is.
Yeah. So definitely, if it affects your own daily life, you may have to take certain action towards that instead of, since you know you cannot change it. So instead of that, what you can change, what you can do, let us focus on that. Because as I said, worrying about things which you cannot change is a unnecessary expenditure of time and energy. Let us find out, okay, if this cannot be changed, what I can do to save myself from a situation. That I should focus on. Let us say gas prices are going up, or the price of the vegetables and all daily requirements are going up. So how do I conserve it? How do I conserve my money such that I won't go bankrupt or get into a situation? So let me think about what all the things I can conserve so that I can still float above that. I can rise above my situation. That's what we should concentrate on instead of sitting and debating and crying about the war that is going on, oil prices. You are talking about it, it's not going to go down anyways. But if you are a senator, if you are a congressman, then you may probably do according to what you need to do there. You may probably go and put a request and all other activities you do. But as an ordinary man, as you said, what way I can cut down my costs so that I can still afloat. Being proactive, being more productive in thinking. That's what I mean. Yes, Swaminathan. Yes.
Namaste. I have a quick question in terms of the method of meditation. I think I have a echo coming. Yeah, when you meditate, either you recommend a silent meditation or a mantra meditation.
See, whichever be the method that you use, essential idea is to go beyond thoughts or reduce the thoughts. See, even if you take mantra, it should not become an occupation of the mind. It can prepare the mind, but that is preparation done, you may have to let go of occupying the mind with something. So occupying mind with a particular form of the Lord is better than mere anything else. That's what mantra should do to you. Even as you are thinking about exclusively the Bhagavat form, Swarupa of the Lord, and slowly recognize that very form that you are meditating upon is already available to you in your own heart as your own self. To that extent, the mind should be reduced to minimum thoughts. If possible, go to a point of stilling the thoughts. I give the meditation as an explanation. MEDITATAON. It is mind engaging. Mind engaging devotedly in total awareness, transcending its own nature. So that is called MEDITATAON. In my understanding, their mind is able to engage devotedly in total awareness, transcending its own nature. So where the mind turns towards awareness, that is what is called real meditation. If it is still occupied with something else, then it is not a true meditation. It's only a preoccupation of the mind. So whether you take mantra japa or anything else, make sure that mind remains still, undisturbed, and finally merges into your nature as the self. Go to the very source of very thought itself, as Ramana Maharshi would say.
Thank you, Swamiji. It's a wonderful explanation of meditation.
Thank you all.
Any other questions?
Thank you. All the best for your further celebrations. I wish I could be there, but anyway, I pray and for the well-being of everyone, and also to take the blessings of the Lord.
And we'll be welcoming you very soon. We wanted to listen to your discourse in person. So whenever an opportunity comes up, we will definitely invite you, Swamiji, to come to our San Antonio temple one more time. You have been here before. And there's a nice photograph of you with our trustees in a history book. So you are in our history books already documented. Now you are going to be also documented on YouTube, our temple's YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So that is one more example of your presence in our temple history. Now I'm going to request Sri Ramakrishna Rao Garu to say a few words about summarizing Swamiji's discourse in more simple terms to all of us who are here.
Excuse me, Madhavrao. Can I ask you a question? Swamiji.
Yeah, who is this?
Geetu.
Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmanebhya Hitaya Cha Jagatitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Respectful Swamiji, we had opportunity of listening to you before and this time also. And this temple historically, at the time of anniversary, we conduct Karma Kanda as well as the Jnana Kanda. And this Jnana Yajna has been very useful for us. In Karma Kanda, we do all yajnas, and where we do not understand much of the value, but whereas in Jnana Kanda, when we come across learned people like you, really you uplift people with your thoughts, because you are far above, so you can have the bird's eye view of the day-to-day problems of common people. And you pick up on that and you try to guide them. And in today's talk, what I felt, you started the talk with Ashochya Nanya Shochastvam. We all worry about it. The worries take away half of our life, or whole of our life. And to give an assurance, what Bhagavan gave to that human being Arjuna. And same thing here also, we are worried. These words are very much important for us so that we can remember now what not to do. And then you guided us from there. What are the pitfalls of our day-to-day behavior, which can bring us a lot of pain and problems to us? The basic thing is Kama. And from the Kama, we go to up to the end of Krodha. And from Krodha, Buddhinasha. And then we lose our own life and happiness and everything. You touched upon that in a very beautiful way, like a cascade. And that we need to remember. So when we are really falling down, if we can remember this, probably it will help us out. And then you also gave us a hope, which Bhagavan gives him to Arjuna. Arjuna also tells him, it is very difficult for me to control my mind and I cannot concentrate on you. What should I do? And Krishna says, every time in 2-3 places that you think of me, Manmana Bhava, Madbhakto Madhyaji. And what you have stressed out very beautifully for all of us, when you come to the temple, you take the image of him, just not image in your eyes, but you take it to your heart And from there you walk through in your life, then you will be successful. If you are not taking that one into your mind and just superficially you watch him and do everything else and go away without taking the principle, which is the essence of him in your heart, and don't live according to that, then definitely we are about to fall again and again. And we have already conducted 34th years of anniversary, heard so many people, but still we continue to make mistakes. That means we need to improve ourselves. And then you also gave us a point that in order to remind these things, we need to have satsanga. We need to have satsanga. You stressed upon that. Satsangatve nisangatvam, which leads on to nisangatve mumukshutva, moksha. It leads on to that. Importance of satsangatva has to be taught to the people again and again, and they have to be reminded about that, which you have done it. And also you made us to feel humble, so that you see that you are a human being and there is a divine behind you who will be able to guide your life. And to remind you, also to remind myself, one of the former poet of Kannada, he says, Dina nanu samastalokake dani neenu, vicharisalu matihena nanu, mahamahima kaivalya pati neenu, yena ballanu nanu neresu jnana murti neenu. What beautiful way of explaining where I am and where you are. And you brought up all these points in this little time. And I sincerely hope that your blessings will be with us and the devotees will remember all these points and then be a better person. But before I leave, I would like to just offer one more my suggestion here for prasadam in our temple. Not only we cook puliogre, we have bisibele anna, sometimes holige, part of kesri bath, and all the people, when we go there, we think that because the prasadam committee where they cook here, very highly professional people, a group of them, and they cook excellent food and they take a lot of pride in cooking for the devotees, and the devotees also enjoy it. And it had been a monumental achievement in this temple. This Annadanam keeps on going because they consider Anancha Brahma, and that is happening. So when we are going, we will definitely think only Brahma and not, we will not entice and think of anything else in our mind. But anyway, thank you very much. Your example has been very benign, but the message is very deep. And we really thank you very much. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Harihi Om. Thank you.
Excuse me, Rao uncle. Excuse me, Gurudev.
Thank you, Ramakrishna Rao Garu, for a wonderful summary.
Yeah, somebody is asking,
Swamiji's talk, and as well as
Madhavji, somebody is asking a question. 1 minute. Who's that?
Geetu.
Tell me quickly.
Yeah. साईराम, आपको ये बता, मेरे को ये पूछना था, कल आपने कहा था, you said yesterday that hold the road log and you can go up because I cannot walk right now. And you can try to go, you can go 3-4 months, at least inches.
Okay.
Right?
I didn't get your point. What is that you cannot walk, you said, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And I cannot, but I want to walk. Like, this is I know it's the God is the doer. He is the doer, not me.
Yeah,
So
hold on to it. Hold on to that thought. You'll have the strength to proceed further. Do not lose hope. Okay?
Yes.
All right. Thank you all. Thank you all. Hari Om.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Thank you.
Hari Om.
Very good.
Hari Om.